Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Welcome to our discussion about our favorite albums at this moment. So I guess I'm just going to start off the discussion.
At this moment?
Yeah. You might your albums might
that
change.
You're like listening to like right now.
Well, your favorite albums might change later on.
I know
in
they
life.
change. That's what I'm saying.
Well, anyways, I picked the ones that my 3 albums that I like right now.
Yeah, your favorite.
Either way, they're my favorite throughout time right now.
Anyway, my first album is going to be Nightwish's Dark Passion Play. That album was freaking ridiculous. I like every single song on the album, which doesn't really happen to me.
Often.
And every song is also they're pretty different from each other, which is also very odd to like every song on the album, even though they're fairly different. And I thought that was really cool, because it felt like Nightwish, even though most of the songs were fairly different from each other. And yeah, it was just a really good, solid metal, like classical album too, because of how Nightwish is, being symphonic metal, where they combine classical music with metal. So yeah, that was really crazy too, in my opinion, seeing that, because it was like just a mind-blowing experience. Like, oh my god, you can have a whole trumpet section and shit with fucking super distorted guitar. It was like, yeah, that was crazy. But
Is
that's pretty awesome.
that also the album that Master Passion Greed is on?
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite Nightwish songs too. So
yeah.
Especially the ending.
I haven't listened to them honestly. So someone's gonna have to recommend.
Yeah. So the one song I'd recommend on the album to go listen to is probably the first one, "The Poet and the Pendulum." It's a really long song. It's probably like 14 minutes long, but it goes through so many emotions and stuff, and so many different like parts. It really shows like all the different like aspects of Nightwish, having just pure orchestra sections, and then just pure like guitar and normal metal band stuff, and then a combination of the two. And it has a fairly interesting like narrative of what the song's about. So yeah, it's freaking sick.
Nice. So who wants to go next in this circle threesome that we have?
No matter. I've already said my one.
In this circle jerk, as we call it. That's not what we call it.
Let's go with
Blake.
It'd be a triangle jerk.
A triangle jerk?
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's true. Let's see, which one should I pick first? I'm going to actually go with my first favorite album that I first thought was my favorite when I was younger, and still is my favorite now, is Hybrid Theory. What?
Oh.
No, that's
Okay.
That's another one. But Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. Definitely, like, for me, their standout album.
Yeah.
And I listened, obviously, I was probably, 11, 12. Like, I was in my teens when I kind of first listened to that album. And it was just the edgiest kind of teen kind of album that you could have, but
sense.
in a way,
rebellious.
Yeah, very rebellious, very like emotional, and mainly in the angry way. So
Shut up when you're talking to me. Shut up.
yeah, so it was really good.
Just shut up.
And their mixture, like, between, obviously, like, that was one of their first hugely popular albums too, that brought them to the massive, right? And their mixture of like rap and singing and DJing and like these like basically metal guitars and everything was like, it was like a really good mixture of sounds and music.
Yeah.
So and that continues out basically. One of the reasons it's my favorite album is literally almost all the songs in that album are worth listening to, and you can play them back to back, and it's good, which is a core to having a good album, is that your songs on that album are actually good.
Like, very good.
But it also, even though I liked it in my teens, I still like it now. It's not like overly cheesy or overly emo or anything like that. Like it's still like real, right? So
is that what we were listening to yesterday?
I did have that playing
yesterday.
yesterday. Yeah.
I'm buying that album now because of those 3 songs.
Yeah.
And I've heard those songs before, or one of them, and I'm gonna buy it because that's the best Linkin Park I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that album is edgy as fuck. and just really, really good. My favorite, the song I'd recommend to anyone that hasn't, especially if you're younger or if you just skipped Linkin Park and you just want to see what we're talking about, the song I'd recommend to listen to see if you like that album is called A Place for My Head. I like that. I mean, maybe there's a dual meaning, but...
That being said, one thing you should know is that if you know newer Linkin Park, it is totally different than old Linkin Park. Like Ansgar says, it's super edgy as hell. New Linkin Park's kind of like mellow, kind of, to a certain extent, but yeah.
Well, it's also very not Limp Bizkit style, but there's some sounds inspired by that for sure. But yeah, and the progression, the lyrics were always very personal, either about some kind of rebellious aspect or breakup or whatever. It had those themes that you were interested in as a kid, but that also now listening to it, it's nostalgic listening to it, and a lot of those themes are still good. So.
Yeah. Right on. Okay, so I listen to a lot of metal. Let's just get this out of the way. So,
let me guess. August Burns Red Album. August Burns Red Album. August Burns Red Album.
Well, they are on the list, but there's only one album that stands out.
Sounds good.
But I'm not starting with them. So this is a band actually that you don't like too much.
Okay.
And I agree to a certain extent, but their one album perfectly summed them up and actually was their best album and will always be their best album, but it's their last album and will forever be their last album. As They Lay Dying.
Oh, okay.
Their newest album, Awakened. Yeah. They had some good songs before, like Nothing Left and like that. I can't remember what the album's called because, well, it's been so long. Anyways, their early stuff was okay, but their last album that they finally made, and the reason it's their last album is because their singer's in jail. That's a whole new story. Anyways.
Sounds good.
Their last album perfectly sums up who they are. Brutal breakdowns, epic drumming, melodic guitars, the rhythm section, the singing, it's all spot on. Every song in that album is amazing. And I do not say that about a lot of albums. Every song, like his Nightwish album, is amazing. And will forever stand as one of my favorite albums. Because when I listen to it, it's just, some songs are really uplifting in sound, and some songs are really just in your face, heavy. But even within the songs, there's slow build-ups, and then it will lead to this epic shredding guitar, but then this melodic chorus, and then it'll be this brutal breakdown. But all of them is they're completely different and sum up what metal is, or metalcore. They're in the metalcore genre, aren't they?
I believe so, yeah. Somewhere in that spectrum.
Yeah. So if you guys want to listen to As They Lay Dying, listen to that album because it's their best album. Nothing of their other songs compared to that album at all. And I recommend the song that sums up all of it.
Or gives them a good taste of what it's like.
Yeah. What sums up the entire album would be Defender.
Off
that album.
Defender.
We might put the
titles.
actual the titles of the song, and maybe we'll put maybe a
description
clip
too.
Or a link maybe.
Well, we can actually,
depends if our editor remembers to do that, so we'll see what that jackass can't do anything properly.
I know.
So you're done with that one?
No.
You got it all figured out? So I'm going to go to my second one, which would be Parkway Drive, Horizon. This one was kind of a toss-up between Horizon and Sleepwalker. But Horizon got me into Parkway Drive, which is my favorite metal band of all time. But Horizon, in my opinion, is the most ridiculous album. And it's also a really weird album because the first 3/4 of it, I think, is just a masterpiece. And then the last 4 songs are kind of not as good as the other 8, but they're good. But the first 8 are just I could listen to this till I die. They're so good. And they're just so brutal. Even their the lyrics of the songs are just ridiculous. the song I'm going to recommend is Idols and Anchors, is literally just about him telling you that you don't have heroes and they're all going to die anyways, even if you did. And it's just like, oh my God, that's freaking ridiculous. And just the way he talks about it is just like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. And then he has other songs like Karen, I think is the song's name, but it's about his love for his girlfriend and she left him. And it kind of gives you like, rather she left him or she died. And it was like just him talking about it. And then the next song on the album's like 5 months, which is him talking about how he's reacted to that after being away. She's been away for 5 months and stuff. So it's just so weird, like the progression of the songs and just how ridiculous they are. But if you are into metalcore, but you just needed a little more brutal than metalcore, this would probably be probably that album for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Parkway Drive, my favorite album by them, this isn't on my list, but this is just relating now, is their newest. I don't, like, it just caught my attention. So it's more mainstream, but it's very, like, just the lyrics and just the way everything mixes together, just, like, makes it, like, amazingly
Well, the new album is really good.
it's completely different from, like, their other stuff, but it's amazing.
Yeah, Horizon just also has a nostalgic value to me because it's obviously, like I said, my first album I found of them. So.
I haven't listened to basically any Parkway Drive. I've maybe listened to like 2 or 3 songs, so I can't comment too much on those. But
hey man, we all have different
there
tastes.
you go.
This is evident. You should have heard the shit that we're listening to on the way here.
Which we're gonna get into. Not that.
Oh my God! That's kidding me. Nope, Nicki Minaj. Right
That
there.
wasn't even Nicki
I don't
Minaj.
care. Then who was it?
CL. She's in.
I have no clue who that is.
There
So
you go.
Nicki Minaj.
Totally different species of women almost. But still different tastes of music. My next album, one of my favorite albums of all time, is Born to Die by Lana Del Rey, which I know both of you guys probably can't relate to.
Listen to that.
You probably have in my car at some point
Yeah,
or
in
not.
your car. That's about it. He kidnaps me.
Yeah, just for those night drives. But yeah, I think the album literally it has like 15 songs. I think 13 of those songs are amazing. So the spread of quality songs on that album is the spread of those songs is great. I don't even know if that makes sense.
That actually doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
All I just thought about was like vaginas. The spread.
It's pretty accurate. It's what
great
we think
spread.
about. Basically,
Moses.
Nutella and vaginas when you think
Split
about
your
spreading
sea open.
things. Anyways,
back to Born to Die.
so yeah, I mean, the album is very like personal. So it's her whole story on like how she grew up and like got into the music industry and her how her relationships and love interests play out and how fucked up everything about her life basically is. So it's just very interesting going through it, and it has this interesting arc where it goes from the darker, like the beginning of the album, the first couple songs are definitely darker, and then it lightens up a bit, and then it just gets into a little bit more like ridiculous territory towards the end. But it has like a nice little progression as well. The song that I'd probably recommend is actually the first one on the album. It's Born to Die. It basically sums up the type of singing and the music and the orchestration that you can expect throughout the album. But that's another thing I really liked about it, because Lana Del Rey's albums are pretty different from another, but this one specifically is kind of like alternative pop. Like, it's kind of hard to describe, but it includes like a lot of orchestration. Her voice is really unique in this one too, because she mixes it with like really nice singing, but also like does a little bit of vocal role playing in other terms. So like it's a very artistic album as well. Everything from the cover to the album to the songs. So I think it's just a very nice piece of art that also sounds really, really good.
And you probably have heard Summertime Sadness.
Yeah, Summertime Sadness
I've
is
heard
a
that
huge
one.
hit, which is on that album
I
as well.
actually didn't mind that song.
Yeah. So that one is the only reason I didn't recommend that is because there's a lot of different songs in that album that take a different twist than that one. But yeah. So that would be my other favorite album of all time. There you go.
The first, oh yeah, Born to Die. You recommended that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going on a
Springs
completely different page here. Not yet. Okay, so
we are back with the most epic albums of all fucking time,
according to us. Okay.
I'm just eating. You guys can talk.
So I need you guys to listen to something first. This song's called "Clouds Over California." You're about to play it in the video. You can't hear it now, but you are. Not the whole song. You're playing a small clip.
No, it's not.
Yeah, no, you're playing a small clip because that's what they're. Oh yeah, I guess that is copywritten. Damn it!
To be rich and make money, and we can't play other people's shit and let them take
That, no, that makes sense. Okay, so
I'll link it.
okay, link it.
or Blake might comment on the video with the link.
Anyways, okay.
I forgot about copyrights. Okay,
It's all good.
you're listening to it right now in your head though. So, anyways, now take that and spread it out through an entire album, and that's your new Devil Driver album.
Oh, okay.
Trust No One. That exact song and spread it out through the entire fucking album.
Spread out.
Yeah, spread out like a vagina. The sea. That Moses has split.
Imagining the sea and a vagina.
Under the sea.
Back to Devil Driver.
And every song is as brutal and fast paced as that song and just as melodic. And like the perfect album. Every song is perfect, in my opinion. I can listen to that album over and over, and I have been for 3 weeks, or however long it's been out. It's been around that time. So I have it on shuffle, and when you can shuffle an entire album and listen to all of it, it is a great album.
Yeah.
And the song I'm going to recommend off that album, because after you listen to Clouds Over California, I'm not going to explain it because it's that good. And now that's the entire album, is Daybreak. Daybreak on that album. Oh my God. And then whatever the drummer did, like steroids for his like arms or like his like legs to just be faster and like more accurate and like become like pretty much almost my favorite drummer in a span of one album and almost take my favorite drummer's place is how good it is.
Alright.
So
Wow.
trust no one.
Obsessed you are with your favorite drummer.
Yeah, and he almost took his place. So Devil Driver, trust no one, Daybreak.
Yeah. And Devil Driver, I did enjoy their. What was the first album? Winds of Winter or some shit?
No, the one that was a good album too, but not like this one's way better. But if you like the last kind words with no like Clouds Over California, and
Something with a funeral or something, right?
Oh yeah, that's one.
November.
oh, Waiting for November. No, waiting for November. You like that one?
Yeah.
But yeah, picture an entire album with those two songs, just like amazing. So buy it.
Pretty crazy. Those two songs are ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's an entire album. But every song has it's different, and oh, it's so good.
That does sound pretty good.
It is amazing.
Sounds good.
So that's all I'm gonna say about it.
The song you're recommending again is Dead.
Daybreak.
Daybreak.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
So I'm gonna go into my third one, which would be actually Lindsay Sterling's "Shatter Me." I've liked her actually on YouTube for a long time, but when I first saw the "Shatter Me" song, it was like at the time I was like going through a whole like hailstorm phase, which is Lindsay. Oh, what's her name?
Oh yeah, Hailstorm. Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember her last name, but anyways, she was the singer for "Shatter Me," and it was like, oh my God, this is freaking ridiculous. Like, and also because Lindsay Sterling, I don't know if she writes her own music or she has like a few people with her writing the music. They do an excellent job of making music. There's only 2 songs where they actually have 2 singers in it, but all the other songs are still interesting and dynamic, especially with Lindsay's playing of the violin. It's a very beautiful album. And it's also a really nice album to just sit and listen to,
Mm-hmm.
or you can have it as a background music for almost any gathering, in my opinion. Because it's not like it's gonna like, obviously, if you play a metal song in front of, you got a few Christians with you, or some people that like country
Go
music.
to hell.
They're not gonna be like, they're gonna look at you like, what the hell are you doing? Like, this is ridiculous. Where if I was to play Lindsey Sterling, it'd be like, everyone would just be like, oh, this is nice and blah 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 blah. So I think it's just a really nice album to listen to or have as a background track.
So how is that album compared to her first? I think it was her first album.
I haven't really listened to her first album, but I think her first album is mostly covers, isn't it?
Well, no, it's basically a lot of her. I'm not sure if that was the first album or not, but the one I'm talking about is the one that includes most of her YouTube hits, at least when she kind of became
known
presence. Like what, a lot of like the dubstep mixed with the violin.
No, it's more it's more EDM more than dubstep. Like it has dubstep elements in it. It's just not as present as it is with like Chris.
But it's still
Crystallize is her one.
Yeah, Crystallize is and then so it's taking the EDM route, and it's still very dance heavy.
Yeah.
But is it like, because you're saying there's singers and stuff, so now there's actually like
There's two singers. There's only 2 songs with singers.
Oh, okay.
So most of it is still like just like
instrumental. Okay, yeah, no, I really enjoyed Lindsey Sterling as well. She's one of my favorite artists. So
yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just a really nice album, especially for someone like me who has 80% metal music. So I have a few albums here and there that are there to calm me down after I'm just like freaking out. It's just I don't know. It's really nice, and it's also not brutal on the ears because it's not. It has a decent amount of bass, but it's still not gonna like, unless you crank the bass up and your headphones are shaking. But most of the time, yeah, you could say that. But yeah, the one song I'd recommend is "Shatter Me" because that's the song that got me into it. And if you know anything about Lindsey Sterling, then the other songs are just gonna fit in anyways, because that's how it mostly is. But "Shatter Me" is a really good song.
Nice. I'm gonna definitely check that out too.
Shatter Me.
My third album pick is gonna be a Rammstein album, and it's.
I didn't know that.
It's probably also their most popular album, but it's called Mutter, which means mother in German.
I actually knew that. How did I know that?
I don't know.
That's really weird.
But that is definitely all their classic big hits. That's basically their album. So.
Du hast.
I'm actually not sure if Du hast is on.
Oh.
I have to double check.
You've got a pussy.
No, that's
No, I know.
definitely.
I have a dick. What's the problem? Let's do it quick.
That's my favorite song. You can relate to that one the most.
It's on RedTube.
It's a beautiful music video. Anyways. I think that album is like the pinnacle of industrial metal. So if you're into metal or industrial metal, definitely check that album out. Every single song on there, I think, is basically their own masterpiece, and it just has a very nice rhythm to it, like as far as how the songs are paced throughout the album as well. And yeah, Mutter is obviously a really popular song by them as well, which carries the same name as the album. And that is probably the one I'd recommend as well in this case for that one. I'm going to change that. I'd say listen to Zona by them.
Oh, that song's beautiful.
Yeah, that probably. Even though
it's
Mutter
emotion.
is like the standard for that album, I'd say Zona would let you know if you'd like the rest of the songs or not.
Yeah.
So.
Is it Ishvil or whatever on there?
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great song too.
I'll quickly, just so you know, since you went to their concert or whatever.
Well, I like them, and I actually like quite a few of their songs.
I just have like since they have like 70 songs on there.
I think also Rammstein's like one of the only bands I've ever heard that's on a Canadian radio station that actually sings in German.
Yeah, like it's insane.
If you don't know, as a Canadian, we are a English and French speaking country, but on rock stations you hear a German band before you hear a French one, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, actually, I've never. That's crazy.
So that's to say anything about Rammstein. They're really good.
They have a big reach.
Is that if no one can understand their singing and they can still get on a rock station, you know they're pretty good.
Yeah, which I think is mainly also like their guitar sound is like a huge brick wall of guitars. Which is awesome. And
the drummer is just solid.
Is just a very solid drummer, and he like the drumming fits the music
very well.
And Till Linderman, who's the singer, his voice is so different that it kind of makes his album special. Yeah. So Du Hast is not on this one, but all the other pinnacles like Zonna and Bill and everything are on here.
Firefly.
Just our favorite albums. What's your favorite album, bud?
My favorite album. I'm gonna go.
Justin Bieber. Baby. Baby.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Or what about Psy? Da 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 daddy.
I think we're gonna get copyright strike from that.
Probably.
How accurate, you're just like not.
Yeah.
Fine, Alex. Why did you?
Oh, he's stripping.
How sexy. Anyways.
He hit my girlfriend with his jacket. He hit the PS4. What are you doing? No.
Oh, it's Sam's. Okay.
Doesn't work anyways.
Alright, so
Gotta treat your girlfriends nice.
with that big divergence from the topic, I think that marks a good ending for the video. Anyways, what are your guys' favorite albums?
It's beautiful. You didn't get even. I didn't even say my third one, you dick.
Didn't say the third one?
No, no, I don't want to anymore. You're cutting me off. It's over.
August Burns Red.
It is, but it's over now.
The other two August Burns Red songs?
You know what? We are just ending it. August Burns Red. Check them out. That's it.
That's all they
Over.
need, right?
That's all they need. Yeah.
My
That's
favorite
it.
albums from a band called 3 Years Till Sunrise.
Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah.
Check out 3 Years Till Sunrise
Tits.
on MySpace. They are really, really good. Anyways, guys.
Anyways,
Let's end this before it turns into a disaster.
okay, so if you have any comments on your favorite albums or disagreements with ours, comments down below. If you like this and want to see more discussions and reviews, subscribe,
Split the sea.
and then hit the like button. Anyways, have a
Thanks
good
for
one, guys.
watching. I thought we were clapping rather than anything. I don't know.
I'm spreading.
Are you doing a round of applause?
Yeah.